Shalom Aleichem Rabbi, we're back with Hachzeik, Mishnah, what is it? Mishnah Daled. Hu Haya Oimer. This is referring to Rabban Gamliel, it seems like. Hu Haya Oimer Aser Ritzoinoi Kirtzoincha Kedesh Yaser Ritzoincha Kirtzoinoi. Make your Ratzon like his Ratzon, the Eibishter's Ratzon, Kedesh Yaser Ritzoincha Kirtzoinoi, so that he will make your Ratzon like his Ratzon. And you should be mevatel your Ratzon in front of his Ratzon, so that he should be misnaig with you, mida keneged mida, and he will be mevatel the Ratzon acherim in front of your Ratzon. So says the Rabbeinu Yoin as follows: Hu hayoimer aseh Ratzoinoi kirtzoincha, Ratzoinoi kasher hu aseh Ratzoin atzmoi, bechefetz betayve. You do what you want to do with a bren, with a chayfet and a taiva. Ken yaser ritzayin hakadosh baruch hu. So too, when it comes to the mitzvahs and Ratzon Hashem, you should do it with a bren, mit chayfet and betaiva. V'lo lahafresh ben Ratzayin Hashem yizbarach l'Ratzaynoi. And don't make a chilik between Ratzon Hashem and your Ratzon. The same way you do your Ratzaynis, that's the way you should do the Rabban Shalom's Ratzon. Achlasa shneim davar echad. Make them both one thing. Ritzaynenu loymar, says Rabbeinu Yoin, sheyase kol davar bal derech shiur l'rotzen lifnei Hashem. The pshat is, the goal is that you should do all your doings al derech shiur l'rotzen lifnei Hashem. What you do should be done in a ritzidik way in front of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'amar ba'avos der Rav Nosson, v'chem b'David u'omer, ki mimcha hakol miyodcha nasanu lach. Everything is from you, and I'm only giving back what you gave me. Nasan Eitza Toiva Livnei Adam. David HaMelech is giving an Eitza Toiva to people. Lizgaber al tivim lasis b'chefet Ritzoyin avim shebashamayim. Do the mitzvahs of HaKadosh Baruch Hu with a wanting to do it. Ki hu nasan hakol u'b'kadan hu b'yadan. Meaning this is a big Eitza for giving tzedakah. The Rebbe Shem gave you the money anyway, so give it back. It's only a bikadim by you in order to do the right things, in order to do Ratzon Hashem. When everybody thinks about this concept, that everything you have is really from the Eibishter, you will do with the bikadim what the Baalim want you to do with it. He's the Baal Pikadon. This is now going to help a person give tzedakah. And you won't feel any regrets when you give tzedakah, because Maisa, that was what the Baal HaPikadon would want you to do. He gave you that thing. Now you do this, Yaseh Ritzoinoi Kirtzoincha Kedesh Yaseh Ritzoincha Kirtzoinoi. In order so that your Ratzon will be like his Ratzon. Make your Ratzon like his Ratzon, in order he should make your Ratzon like his Ratzon. So it should become natural, like Kilu, like that. Hashem Yisbarach Masbiel Chol Chai Ratzon. Okay, so this is something else. Excuse me. So Kadesh Yaser Ritzoincha Kirtzoinoi. He will make your Ratzon like his Ratzon, meaning your Ritzoinis will fit with his Mahalach of Ratzon. Explains the Rabbeinu Yoina. The Ratzon of the Rabbeinu Shalom is Mefurish Pasuk. Hashem Yisbarach Masbiel Lechol Chai Ratzon. Pesach Yisbarach Masbiel Lechol Chai Ratzon. This is his will. He wants everybody to have Sova. He wants everybody to have Parnos. Everything that they need. This is the chayfetz and the ratzon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And if you will be mezakeh yourself to be l'ratzon lefanav, that means that the Rabban Shem will look at you and say, this person is following what I want. Yeah, he's l'ratzon. Yaseh ritzoincha gam betzorchei olamcha katan v'yitincha parnasasecha. So this is like kilu, a zgula, a trick, right? It's the famous thing that they say is achrein l'chaim, melech havetz b'chaim, because famous say mancha l'kim chaim. What's the lemancha over here? Pshat is we want to fit the plan of the Rabbeinu Shalom. If we are l'rotzen l'fnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so then we will have kol tuv. The only reason why we are, let's say, lacking is because we're not fitting that rotzen. The Rebbe Shalom wants to give us everything we need, right? But if we don't fit into his plan, so then you're not part of his needs. So it makes sense that we don't have what we need. For example, I want to share with you an example, okay? I heard a shir, an unbelievable shir from, I think his name is Reb Shmuel Shabbos. I may be mistaken with his first name, but his last name is for sure Shabbos. He's a young man here in Lakewood, and he gives a shir somewhere. He's on Torah anytime. You can find the shir. It's Moiridik. I was blown away by the Marmakaimus, and I looked it up myself, and I really took it to heart. It was an unbelievable shir. He claims that he found, and it worked, and he did it with two other people. He said their names. It's like a real thing. We'll see. I can't say that it's real. I didn't try it myself yet. But he, Taina, that he had the secret or the number one segula or the solution. That was I think the lashon he said, the solution to the housing crisis in Lakewood, in America. And he had a friend, and these are real people. They're learning in BMG, and you can verify the Maisa with them. He was going through he was trying to buy a house, and he wasn't being matzliach, and whatever, the prices are going up and being outbid, and whatever the case may be. Because he came to this friend, this Rabbi Shabbos, and he came all tzabrachen to him, and he said, Yeshua Hashem Karafine, and it was Parshas Nasli that week, and he came home and he. I guess this is a famous medrash because it's not an easy medrash to find. But he looked up this medrash, and there's a medrash in Parshas Nasoi that says as follows. Bayom hashvi ado d'chsiv mi hikdimani v'ashalim. A pasuk in Iyod. Who is migdimani v'ashalim? Amar Rab Tanchum bar Abba mi she'ein lo nechasim v'oiset tzedakah u'gemilas chasodim. Mi she'ein lo banim v'noisen schar sofer mashim. Again, a person who doesn't have the means to do tzedakah or gemilas chasadim, and he does it anyway. Or somebody who doesn't have children, and he gives money to schools and teachers. Misha ein le bayis va'oisem mezuzah. Somebody who doesn't have a house, and he makes a mezuzah. Okay? Misha ein le talis va'oiset tzitzis. Misha ein le banim u'moyel va'oiset sfarim mashil l'achim. Omer HaKadosh Baruch Hu, says the Medrash. Hu zeh hikdim v'kiyam mitzvahis ad shaloi nasasi lo b'malak haimot. He's the person who did the mitzvah without me giving him the yecholos to do the mitzvah. Tzarech ani l'shalom litein le'maman u'banim she'yakorim b'sfarim. Yeah? So I have to pay him back. So this is a whole, Torah on this medrash, but he wanted to buy ice from this medrash that if you want a house, buy yourself a mezuzah, give it to a friend who's building a house. One of the Mefarshim say that. Or just buy a mezuzah and put it in your drawer and say to the Rabban Shalom, listen, I don't have the means to buy a house, but I want to do the mitzvah mezuzah, and here it is. I'm ready when you are. And the Rabban Shalom says, I got to pay this guy back. I got to pay him back. Right? The Medrash continues, Akol Shali, Dover. It says over here, heavy, Mig dimani lasis mitzvah shalom le'schara lama she'eni chased davar sha'olam lo yishalihu. The Rebbe says everything is mine. Lekach nemer tachas kol shamayim lihu. And therefore, I'll he bought a mezuzah. I got to give him a house. He bought he's paying money for the melamdei tinakas. I have to give him a tinak. I have to give him a child. So it was like a zgula azah, make a mezuzah and then you'll have a house. Great. So I liked this year. I liked the Marmakim mezuzah Gavaldik, but I was misboinin afterwards, and I said to myself, let's not treat this medrash or this Maimer Chazal just like another zgula like Kupara Ir type of stuff. The medrash here is saying something very, very big, and I realized that I don't own a house, right? I realized that the reasons why I want a house are not the reasons why Hashem wants me to have a house. Very simple. I want a house for privacy. I want a house for this. I want a house to be my own balabas. Whatever the reasons why I want a house. None of those reasons were the very simple, basic reason of Rebbe, you're 40 years old, and you were never Makayim, the mitzvah of mezuzah in your life. Where was that? Did that cheshbon ever cross my mind? Was my rotzen ever the rotzen of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Asay ritzoinoi, asay ritzoincha kirtzoinoi. Why do I want a house? Why do I want anything? Does that fit with the Ratzon of HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Does that fall into the category of Pesayach es Yodecho Mazbiel Chol Chai Ratzon? Not always. Definitely not in my case. This is the Avodah, Rabbi Yisai. And this is really how it works. Not stam. Go now to the Sefer and buy a mezuzah and it's a segula. It probably works. I'm not saying it didn't work. I mean, it worked for these two guys. But maybe they really chapped this yesod. The yesod is, I need to make my rotzen like the Rabban Yishlom's rotzen. And when it stims, he's kol yachol Rabbi Yisai. Kol ha'aretzum lo is all his. He can't buy me a house for free. I have zero money. Zero. Not a cent. It's not negeh b'derech hateva to buy a house. But if my rotzen becomes his rotzen and says to Rabban Yishlom, I'm 40 years old, I never was makayim the mitzvah mezuzah. Okay, I put up a mezuzah, but I ran. The Mefarshim say, the Achrayim say, that's only a mitzvah derabanan. A mitzvah deraisa of mezuzah I was never makayim. When that starts to bother me, and I'm going to go out there and I'm going to buy a mezuzah, and I'm going to really, not al zgula, but really feel there's a mitzvah that I could be makayim. One of the Taryag mitzvahs I could be makayim. Many of the Taryag mitzvahs, Rabbi said, we can't be makayim. There is no Beis HaMikdash. We don't have Eretz Yisrael. A lot of the Taryag mitzvahs are not negay nowadays. The ones that are, chapalain. We have to want to do that. If I'm going to want to do that, it's a game changer. But I have to want to do that. I have to look through the magazines and show my wife, oh, it's a nice house. Yeah, does it have this? Does it have that? And he said, does it have a front door, Rabbi Yisai? I want to just be Mekayim the mitzvah. Until that really becomes a reality by me, I don't see it happening. But derech hateva, it's not going to happen. But this is the eitzah. He will make that ratzon come true. But it has to fit. It has to be on the same frequency. That's my riddik in the Welt, Rabbi Yisai. This medrash, if you want to look it up, it is in Parshas Nosei Perek Yud Daled, Kapitel Beis, Bayoim Hashvi. Unbelievable medrash. Take a look at the Matnas Kahuna over there, and the Eitz Yosef brings a different mefarish over here. Those are the two pshatim bekitzer. Unbelievable raid. Thank you, Rabbi Shabbos. That was an unbelievable thing. You could look up his shir on Torah anytime as well. Unbelievable raid. But we're going to go weiter here. Batel ritzoincha mipnei ritzoin shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. K'dei shivatel ritzoin acher mipnei ritzoinecha. Keloimar sheyofer atzasoivecha. V'divrei machshavosem lo yikum mipanech ki imcha keil. The Rebbeinu Shalom's on your side. So that's my So be mevatel your rotzen in front of the rotzen of the Rebbeinu Shalom, and then he will take care of all of your oivim. Hillel oimer al tifresh min hatzibur. And this, the Rebbeinu Yaina says, b'shosh hatzibur oiskim b'mitzvah. They're doing something, a davar chosh, a mitzvah. He keser chai oilamim v'kovid l'chol memshaltoi. This is the best way to show kavod HaKadosh Baruch Hu is to do a mitzvah berabim ki beroiv am shenesofim l'kayim mitzvahs hadras melechu. This is the hadras melech. Vein roy lifresh mehem. It's not good to be pirish from them. Shenemar vayi b'shurun melech b'sasev rosh hayom yachad shiftei Yisrael. Stam, this is a good makor, which is something I should take seriously. I was never part of these big, Kiddush Hashems and stuff like that. Maybe, say Kaddish with 90,000 people. I was never zeicha to do that. Never actually went to these big gatherings or these Hadron Alachs and stuff like that. But this Lechura is a makor to be mishtatif. When Klal Yisrael is going to come together and be Mekadosh Shem Shemayim, there's nothing bigger than that. Ki beroiv am hadras melech. V'zeu b'tzibur ha'olech b'derech toiva. V'yiskabtu lasis toiva. But this is only when the tzibur is coming to do something good. Ach, tzibur ha'noit l'derech ro, ma'aseh mekul kolem, ein roi l'schaber imam, perish mem, harezeh meshubach. Somebody who stays away, harezeh meshubach. V'alzeh, Omer Yirmiyah, hanavi, olav ha'shalom, mi'itneni ba'midbar, meloin, orchim, ve'ez v'es ami ve'ilcha mi'itom. So that's enough for today. And we'll see you again tomorrow, finishing up this Mishnah and moving right along Beis Hashem. Kol Tuv. Have a great day.